All right, hey everyone. So it's Mary Cate Tricia here.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. And today we just wanted to hop on and talk about everything that's going on. I feel like it's the middle of September already, and September's already kind of a crazy month, and it's been even crazier, if you can believe that. Like, I feel like there's so much happening. There's kids are going back to school, or maybe it's been delayed. There's just so much going on, and I'm sure if you're feeling like us, I mean, we're feeling the same way. There's a lot on your plate. So I wanted to ask Mary Cate, because I feel like she always has valuable insight.
I try, everyone.
How do you handle that overwhelming feeling? Like feeling like there's too much to do, and like, how am I gonna get it all done?
Yeah, so, well, I mean, I feel like, okay, so we could never have predicted a pandemic, and we could never have predicted, unfortunately in our area, many were hit with a tornado. So it definitely has impacted, some schools are back, some schools aren't.
Right.
And it just makes you feel, it puts you off, like it's off-putting. But I think that actually, I feel like our business has helped me even more. Just realize hey, we can handle this, but it's not gonna be overnight. And you have to be a little bit adaptable and go with, understand that this is happening and handle one thing at a time. But some things I feel like, we were back to school, right? We're going back to school, and then the tornado hit, and I feel like a lot of people weren't in that same boat. And instead of, I feel like not only our kids did go back, but it still threw off who we're around.
Yeah.
So instead of still going with our whole plan of it's back to school, this is what we're gonna do. It's you know what? No, how can we help in the area and not do not overwhelm ourselves,
right?
But what makes most sense? People are coming in and out of here, so they, it was nice to say hey, if you could bring donations,
right? And
then what's also really nice is it's right down the street, so people were donating, and we could give out gift cards and give out food, and so it's not too much, but makes an impact. And I think that's something that I feel like I always try to do is okay, what can we do?
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be so everything. Drop everything. Oh, forget it. The tornado happened, and we're not going to open up because so many people have been impacted, and we got to go help. We do need to help, but then there's also people who this is their outlet, and this is normalcy.
Right.
So I think it's a matter of kind of taking a step back and being what are you able to handle?
Yeah.
And then okay, how can I fit this into everything else I have going on?
Right, and then really setting those priorities too.
Yes.
I think so often we push ourselves to the back, and I mean, we say this so much, but I feel like it's so true. You have to put yourself first, your health first, so you are healthy enough and you're able to take care of your kids, and your family, and all the other things that you need to take care of. I think it's really important.
It's so important. I think that it feels less heavy.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I feel like all this stuff has happened, and as much as you'd never think that this, and hopefully stuff like this won't continue to happen, but life is always going to be changing and get busier, and it's not. There's not going to be a point where it's everything's normal, everything's fine. There's no changes that are going to happen. So I think being able to adapt to that and realize also being feeling good about yourself, taking care of yourself. You're okay, I can handle whatever got thrown at me. We were joking this week, but and I'm sure Tricia may have another question about this, but
lots of questions.
we get into the school mode, right? And I'm oh, if we do this, it's all gonna work, and it hasn't been perfect.
Yeah.
But my kids love school and stuff like that, but it takes time. Mm-hmm. Stuff doesn't just happen overnight, or you can't just do everything.
Yeah.
And expect oh, it's all good.
I feel like it goes back to one of our core values as Remix Fitness is our willingness to mix it up.
100%. You got to. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to change it up. And I actually think if you are, it goes better.
Yeah.
Because you aren't just this is how it is.
Right.
Right.
That's great. I have another random tip. I feel like it's sort of random, but I heard this, and it's helped me, and it's helped me get things done. And it said anything that you can do in 2 minutes or less, just do it. So when my kids come home from school, and I know I don't feel like taking, making sure the lunch box is there and packing the lunch for the next day and getting it all ready, I just
do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
And then another thing too that I also, this kind of goes along with it, is to batch. Like we as business owners, like we've heard that we're supposed to batch things.
Yes.
Like, you know, and make it easier on ourselves. Like things that
group them together.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Right. So if you're packing lunches, instead of having, and you put whatever you do, you know, you put the popcorn in or the animal crackers.
I love a good animal cracker. I love a good animal cracker.
Anything, you put it in the bags, and then each day, instead of doing it every single day,
You have
spend some time to do that. I mean, I
Yes.
do that with my emails. I do that with so many things, and I feel like in the end, it saves me time versus I'm checking my email throughout the entire day.
Yeah, I think that's so true. Like if you can get it, if you can do it, or if it can make it, if you can do something that's then gonna make it easier later.
Yes.
It's like do it because you'll be so happy that you did.
Yes.
Because that, and it's true. Like I feel like this. Well, it's funny you said like with the lunch boxes, but like the kids, like they come in and they bring like they have their like backpacks, and then they take off their shoe and they're like sitting down, and Cassie has homework now or whatever, and then but I'm like, okay, like let's put it all in one place, like let's get everything ready for tomorrow, and like put your stuff away.
Right.
And then actually last night before I went to bed, I like there were just like some things out, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna it took me maybe 2 minutes.
Yep.
But just to put everything away, and like we all woke up this morning and everything was in order.
Yeah.
Versus like I'll wake up and there's like a few glasses out and like just some random things.
But then it builds up.
Yes.
If you push it off, then it becomes longer because you're pushing off a bunch of things.
Yes.
You know, and then it's next thing you know, it's not just 2 minutes, it's going to be a whole bunch of time.
100%.
Do all of it together.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I feel like last night I was like, okay, like just put the stuff away. But I know if I woke up, like my kids like will go downstairs and like start getting breakfast.
Yeah.
They'd probably take out other things. By the time I got down, there's like stuff everywhere.
Yep.
But I came down, like they're sitting eating breakfast. Like the house was neat.
Right.
It just like makes you feel better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like you answered my question.
Did I? Sorry. Well, the other thing I was going to say, is there anything that we did in the last week that we could, like, as people are, if their kids are going back a little bit later,
right.
or if they're feeling like they haven't quite tackled the whole, like, back to school and they're still trying to get in their groove.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was those things I said.
Yeah. Another couple
unless you can think of something else.
Just a couple things because I was saying to you that I'm like, okay guys, I'm saying to my kids, like, we need to go to bed earlier and you need to lay out your outfits. And then I realized, like, by Friday of last week, I'm like, I am really tired.
Right.
And and like I should do that, like go to bed a little bit earlier, or just like put out what I'm wearing the next day. Like
I'm trying to do that.
Yeah, I have to pick it out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why not just have it out and like ready for me? So just those little, like, again, it doesn't be all, but those little tweaks, they are super helpful. Like I did it this week. I was like, okay, I am tired, so I did go to bed a little bit earlier, like this whole week. And then I had like this morning, I had like my stuff out. Just it takes a minute or two. Like I got back.
That 2 minutes or less.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
and
true.
I got it back today because I didn't have to pick it out.
Exactly. Since I teach the 6 a.m. classes, before those classes, I always lay my clothes out.
Yeah.
The night before, and I just make sure I'm ready to go. Because then, I've never been a morning person. If you're thinking like, oh, well, you're just a morning person, it's easy for you. It's really challenging for me to be a morning person. So I really have to do all the things to set myself up for success.
And Tricia doesn't drink coffee, so she
I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, she really needs to like go all out, which is so impressive. But it's true. Then you wake up and you feel like, okay, I can handle this.
Right. It's like one less thing you have to worry about in the morning. You're like, all I have to do is wake up and wash my face, like all the normal things that you have to do, and then you go.
And then you're off.
And put your clothes on.
Yeah. She's gonna show up to a 6 a.m. naked and be like, crap, I forgot. That's the one thing I forgot to do. Hopefully this was helpful. We love sharing tips with all of you that we feel like we do ourselves.
Yeah.
And if you have any tips for back to school and getting back to your routine,
share them.
Please share. We would love to hear them as well.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right.
Have a great day, everybody.